So I sold my daily driver. It was a 2018 Hyundai Tucson that I bought brand new, and they gave me pretty much what I paid for it as a trade-in, minus say $1,000. I think I paid $22,500 and $19,000 for an 18 model, and they gave me $21,500 for the trade-in. So basically, I used the car for 3 years and only had to pay $1,000, which is outstanding. So, as you can see, I went out to the auction and bought a 2005 Murano. It does have high mileage, and I did plan on putting an oil pump in it and timing chain and all the good stuff. And I was thinking, well, they have the CVT transmission. They usually go out around 175 to 200,000 miles. This has 167 on it. So why don't I just buy a JDM motor and transmission and put in? So $2,400 for a JDM motor and transmission, be here tomorrow. And I already have this one pulled out. And yes, it is a pain in the butt to get that thing out. But luckily we have a forklift to pull up and the car lift to make everything go good. So, it is what it is. I got the old motor and transmission out of the car. Did drive 75 miles home from the auction house on this motor and transmission without any real issues. But knowing that the CVTs, they tend to go out around 170,000 miles, which what the car has on it, I went ahead and put in the JDM, which is going in now. I'm looking here, and the transmission on this looks like it's been changed at least once. You can see how dirty the motor is, how dirty the transaxle is compared to the transmission. So I would say it's safe to assume that's already been done. Don't know. There's no paperwork to prove it. Nothing came from the auction house. So I'm putting in 50,000 mile motor and transmission. Just I gotta get it to fit. We got the engine and transmission back in the car. So now we have the fun part of reconnecting all the wires that are hanging around. Reconnecting the fun stuff. Or not so fun stuff. Depends on which way you want to look at it. The upside is we have the old engine and the old transmission and the old wiring harness. So if we don't know where something goes, we can run the old wiring harness around, get it all hooked back in, and find out where it went to, so we have the same spot on this. So that's always a good thing to keep the old one out and ready when you're putting in a new one. If you locate something, or you have an extra connector you don't know what it goes to, you can look for it. So I spent the day yesterday trying to get all the wires hooked back up in the right place, and I always forget that there's a couple that's in the back. See that one right there? It's kind of tucked away. And on the Nissans, the bottom motor mount actually has a sensor in it that has to get plugged in also. So that was my last two sensors on the back. Everything else on the front is done, ready to go. So now I got to put in the drive shaft, hook the exhaust back up, put in the new struts I bought. Alright, we are done with the install. Got everything back together. We ended up putting new struts, brakes, rotors, the whole kit and caboodle there. And this is going to be the first start. And there we go. Got a whine. Probably power steering. How can you tell you replaced your engine in the vehicle? When your exhaust manifolds are covered in oil, making it look like it's on fire.